Wait. Oh, I thought I'd went to the ancient battlefield. I don't think that's even possible right now. Gasp. Did they already close the deal? Why are Lloyd and Ellie in half step? You 6 again, the special support section. Derek, Minith, we have a few things we'd like to ask. What kind of agreements were you hoping to conduct today? Like they're both in a half step pose, it's kind of weird. Meddling in my affairs on my father's behalf again, are you? Don't worry, there's no problem answering questions. After all, our plan has already been set into motion. What do you mean by that? Right before you all arrived, Derek and I finished signing the requisite paperwork. In doing so, we have arranged to expand the operations of the Lotus Fields lent to me by the villagers. The Quincy Company will then take over the management of the fields. You signed away the rights to almost all of the villagers' agriculture. Is this really what you want, Derek? What are you talking about? Nothing is changing. I'm only transferring managements of the fields to him. With my company harvesting the honey, we'll be able to streamline production of the candy. A temporary transfer of the land rights to my company is the necessary first step to facilitate the process. His scheme has reached its final phase, which means he's gonna book it. I'll be delivering this contract to our main office. We'll be in touch come tomorrow. Look forward to good news. So here's where he just disappears. Before you go, Minith, we have a few more questions. Oh? And what might they be? Well, for starters, are you aware of the allegations leveled against you? The primary of which, of course, is suspicion of fraud. How dare you insult Minith like that? What makes you suspect I'm a criminal? Have you proof? That we do. Intriguing. Why don't you tell me all about it then? But first, let me remind you that I am an Imperial citizen. If it turns out that your allegations are indeed entirely baseless, I will do what I must to right that indignity, police officers though we may be. That's fine with us. Lloyd! Don't worry, Ellie, let me handle this. Based on our investigation, there's no doubt in my mind that Minith is guilty. I'm going to expose him as the fraud he is and show Derek the truth. Your first question. Right, about your actions in Crossbow. There's a contradiction between what you've said and what you've done. Could you please recount your actions for me? A contradiction? Very well. Since arriving in Crossbow, I have been cooperating with Derek to advance our plans. Said plan will result in the formation of the Armorican Honey Company, a subsidiary of the Quincy Company. It will specialize in producing candy made from Armorica's high-quality honey. Combined with my company's acumen, it is a surefire success. The venture has already been approved by the city and is just about prepared to launch. Tell me, what is so contradictory about that? Well, everything. This plan is more like a charade from where I'm standing. Our investigation has uncovered a key discrepancy in what he just said. You see, Minith. Where's the contradiction in Minith's plan? So your options are his confectionery acumen, that the plan is underway, or the potential profitability. The contradiction we're looking for is that the plan is underway. The records we looked into at the IBC reveal your mistake. There is no money there with which to do anything. You say this plan is prepared to launch. In reality, it hasn't actually made any progress at all. The IBC, what are you talking about? If the Quincy Company truly did intend to go through with this plan in Crossbow, it would need a loan from the IBC to fund the construction and development of the subsidiary. I registered the company with the city and opened a corporate account. But that's as far as you went, isn't it? The account for the Armorican Honey Company contained no more than the minimum balance required to open it. While we weren't told the exact amount, I would speculate it's only the tens of thousands of Mira. Just how are you planning to build a factory and run a business with so little starting capital? You looked into my IBC account? Please don't misunderstand, Eric. I never said there was any credence to their claims. I'm merely commenting on the audacity it takes to do something so invasive. Explain why there's no money! Being an executive of the company, I must be especially judicious when moving money around. As such, I can't take out a loan on behalf of Quincy Company. Of course, I will be securing one from the IBC once I've received permission from the main office. And death evasion. Don't count us out just yet. I can tell Minith is getting frustrated. That was far from our only point of contention about you, Minith. Don't let them rattle you, Derek. This will be a good opportunity for me to clear your mind of any and all doubt. Next, I'd like to ask about you, Minith. You say that you're an executive of the Quincy Company, but is that really true? What are you implying? You're trying to say that Minith isn't associated with the Quincy Company? That's what our evidence points to. Oh goodness me, I didn't expect you to say something so outlandish. How about I show you my business card and employee ID? Those articles could easily be forged. Regardless, we have evidence that would supersede either of those. When we found it in a Quincy Company brochure. An informational brochure. There's a clear discrepancy between its contents and what you told us yesterday. That's right, something you mentioned made it clear to us that you aren't the executive you claim to be. What is the contradiction between Minith's statements yesterday and the brochure? So I guess I wasn't actually thinking about the right thing. The actual discrepancy is his dislike of sweets. They do say that the executive needs to like it, and then they do several meetings. Allow me to quote a statement you made yesterday. Despite working for the company, I've never been one for sweets. Do you deny this fact? Lloyd, how is that relevant? That's right, I don't care for sweets. What of it? Are you trying to say that someone who dislikes sweets couldn't possibly work for a confectionery company? Not this one in particular. This is what was written in the brochure. Prototypes are personally sampled by our executives, who, after many meetings, decide whether a product is worthy to go on the market. Isn't that curious? It doesn't make sense that somebody like Minith, who dislikes sweets, would be hired by a company like Quincy, nor with a tradition like that. Wouldn't you agree? No, I mean, I never said I hated sweets. That's not going to work on us. You admitted to not liking them in this very conversation. How stupid do you think we are? So that raises the question, why would you lie about being an executive of the Quincy Company? It's simple, you intended to gain Derek's trust before ripping him off. This is the only deduction I can make based on the evidence. As for the confectioner seeking to make use of Armorica's honey, the Quincy Company was merely a name with weight to it, one that Minith threw around as a show of credibility. You tricked me? Don't allow yourself to be deceived by these scoundrels. What did you just call us? Why would I do this? Why would I lie and buy every single deed and piece of land in this town? As far as the motive goes, I think I have a pretty good idea. Why is this so surprising? Are you sure, Lloyd? I barely even started untangling everything that's going on here. Don't worry, I've got this. The person who pointed us in the right direction today also went to retrieve the final piece of evidence we need. Noah's like head empty right now. She didn't even pay attention to the conversation with Grimwood. You went to all these lengths to deceive this village with one goal in mind. Monopolizing honey cells. Peddling knockoff Orville cars. Is this like because of the truck that he just gave away? No, the right option is seizing land rights. Your true objective here is obtaining the land rights to Armorica village itself. A trader we know named Harold Hayworth gave us some information about you. Immediately after arriving in Crossville, you, Minith, started looking into land prices throughout the state. If you were employed by the Quincy Company in search of new business ventures, this would make no sense. So why do it? I can only think of one possibility. Seizing land was your aim from the start. It was! Of all the outrageous schemes! There's more to it. I guess Noah's kind of our Watson who just needs to ask. what happened at every turn. Gotta let us explain the deduction. Armorica village is surrounded by scenic beauty, making it a high-value location. Suppose the deeds were sold to a third party as prime real estate for a villa resort. How much Mira do you think they would go for? Land like this? I would estimate something in the tens of millions of Mira. That said, I don't think the villagers would ever agree to such an arrangement. Exactly, that's what made this whole fraudulent ruse, painstaking as it was, a necessity. Now, if we assume your motive was to obtain the land itself, your actions become that much more clear. First, you obtain the rights to the lotus fields, the farmland, and the village's private property. Then, under the pretext of returning to your company's main office, you vanish from Crossbow entirely. Finally, you sell the deeds on the black market and pocket a hefty sum of Mira. You sell the deeds on the black market and pocket the hefty sum of Mira they're worth. That, Minute, has been your plan the entire time. Lloyd! Is that... Thank goodness, it looks like we made it in time. Derek. Father, Mr. Hayworth? Aren't you from Mr. Grimwood's office? I'm his assistant, Pete. Come on, we've seen enough, Lloyd. He would have come himself, but he had to get back to drafting the Constitution. Did he come with evidence? That we did. Ian said this would prove to be useful insurance. You're all going to want to take a look at this. Pete produced a photograph for everyone to see. It was of a man who looked like a merchant with the same face as Minutes. The man in this picture is... Why do you have this? A reporter Mr. Grimwood knew in the Empire gave this to him a long time ago. However, the name of this photo isn't Minith, it's Rittner. The one from the Baron's case. I asked Ian about it again, he said there's no mistaking it. Well, this is a plot twist I wasn't expecting. Lloyd, why don't you do Minith the honors? Tell him the only thing this photo could mean. With pleasure. The reason the man before us, Minith, and the man in the photo, Rittner, look identical is... Actually, I feel like this and this mean the same things, but the correct answer is they're the same person. Minith and Rittner are one and the same, that's the only explanation, and it's because they're the same person that their MOs are such a close match. Mr. Grimwood came to the same conclusion. This man must have swindling down to an exact oral science. You're a crook, Minith. As such, you'll be charged with attempted fraud. This is, of course, on top of the fraud he previously committed in Erebonia. I can only guess how many skeletons we'll find in your closet when we get done with you. I would very much like to hear all the details in the department's interrogation room. You, damn you. I am a professional. My work must be flawless. You meddlesome brats! Don't get too full of yourselves just yet. You may have won this time, but I won't be apprehended so easily. What? Come, my lovely beasts! Oh. Okay. Those aren't dogs. What? Monsters? They appear to be well trained too. These cougars, don't freaking tell me. Looks like your family's been doing some business, Randy. Do you have any idea what you're doing? I know precisely what I'm doing, hence why I'm doing it. Oh, and don't think even for a second about trying to fight me. That is, unless you don't value the lives of Derek and the villagers. Now step aside if you would. Fare thee well. We shall never meet again. Derek! Damn it, we can't just let him escape. After him! He got away. so frustrated. I can't believe a spineless coward like him gave us the slip. At least none of the villagers were hurt. Let's look at the silver lining. What a mess. If we come across him again, he won't be so lucky. For now, though, let's regroup with Chief Tolta and the villagers so we can report what happened. I can't thank you all enough for what you've done today. It is no exaggeration. Sorry, it is no exaggeration to say that you saved the village from the clutches of that con man. Though he still got away in the end. Doesn't he still have the deeds for the whole for the village's like whole plot of land? Now the department knows to keep a lookout for him. It should only be a matter of time before he's caught. I made a grave mistake and I put everyone through so much trouble just so they could fix it. I let that man rope me into his scheme and it nearly cost us all our livelihoods. I was so desperate to fix and reform Armorica that I ignored my father and almost drove it into the ground instead. I have no right to become the next village chief. That is where you're wrong. Father, I've been so stuck on the old ways that I never tried to hear your proposals for what they were. I've known the village will go under if we maintain our current course, and yet I've done nothing. It is my inaction that drove you to do this. Thus, I must bear a large share of the responsibility for letting it happen. Thanks to this crisis, I finally realized where I went wrong. The welfare of this village cannot hinge entirely on the ideology of a single, stubborn old man. So instead, Derek, I would ask that you provide me your input as well. We will each contribute our ideas and discuss them with the villagers. That is the only way we can ensure a future for Armorica. You're right, I'm so sorry, Father. Put a sock in it, Wazzy. Learn how to read a room. We tried everything. We don't know what to do with him. Why can't you be normal? One born every minute. Okay. So I believe there is more concerning Minith in a later side quest. I actually thought it would finish here. I forgot that he got away. Let's see. We may be able to start another one. It depends on how long I want to keep the stream going. What's the next quest anyway? Oh, okay. I think I remember. I believe this one is also a walk around and talk quest. Shouldn't even have extra stuff to do. Let's return to the SSS building real quick, just to make sure that we got all our points. Omatase shimashita. Okay. You've been promoted. True Gladiator Belt. Okay, can we give that to Ellie? Ellie or Tio? I think that one is the accessory that just regenerates it. Oh no, it's just auto CP up. Damn. Oh wait, did I... Oh no, this is exactly what I wanted actually. Who should I give it to though? Should I trade the one that Tio has or should I give... No, Tio's all arts attack up anyway, right? I think even her basic attack relies on it. Yeah, let's I think it's fine to lower her range a little bit. This way I can keep using her holy... What's it called? Holy Bullet or something? The one that just heals CP. I'd like to use her as a battery for the whole team. But alright, let's start the next quest. Why not? It should be at the airport, right? Package Pandemonium. Oh, whoops. Airport, not train station. Are you with the Capua the Capua delivery service? Yeah, I am. Who are you guys? We're with the SSS. Oh, so it's you. Thanks a bunch, I'm in a real bind here. The job's going to take a while to complete though. Are you ready to start now? Yeah, I'm ready. That's what I'm here for. The request was about misdelivered packages, right? Yeah, I'm bored where they misdelivered. See, our company delivers parcels to places all over the continent. But unfortunately, we made an error while we were in Crossbow. Several packages were listed with incorrect addresses by our staff and sent to the wrong locations. How did that happen? Well, our president's a little bit of a scatterbrain, to put it nicely. This isn't the first time something like this has happened either. One time he even mixed up a shipping label with a letter for a friend. I think that's a quest from a previous game, actually. Doesn't sound like your president's the most meticulous person out there. I won't deny it, but he's a good man. When we had nowhere to go, he took us in with open arms. Do you happen to have a beat on where to find these packages? A parcel intended for St. Ursula Hospital ended up at Mainz der Siegel Inn. Sorry, I pronounced that really weirdly. Mainz der Siegel. Is that how you say that? What St. Ursula received instead was originally bound for a private home in the residential district. I'd like for you to go to each of these places, reclaim the misdelivered packages, and get them to their rightful recipients. Oh, you're also going to need these. I take it this is the package that was supposed to go to Der Siegel? And this shipping label was supposed to be attached to the one that was delivered to St. Ursula. That's right. So first off, deliver this little parcel to Der Siegelin. I can't say in properly, I say just in, like inside. Then the package there should go to St. Ursula Hospital, which means you'll have to swap them with, you know, the more I turn to sort this out of my head, the more confusing it gets. Just exchange and re-deliver the packages. Yes, do that. Sorry, I know this is a mess, but I'm counting on your help. Okay, let's go to mines. I keep saying Mainz. I'm convinced it's the mines mining town. Because they would have to make a pun like that. It's just when I read it, when I read it, I just think Mainz. That's what it's spelled like. Damn you, English. Doko ikimasu ka? Mainz mining village. Mainz mining village. Wait, no, I said it correctly. Fuck. Hi. Did you get a strange package? Sure did. Why anyone thought to send it to us, I couldn't even begin to guess. There was a mix-up. No, so that's what happened. The package was supposed to go to St. Ursula then. No wonder it was chock full of scalpels and such. Luca got so spooked he was hell-bent on throwing them out with the trash tomorrow. Good thing we made it in time. Yep, these are the Librarian drinking glasses I ordered a while back. I'm positive this package is ours. Glad to be of service. Now then, could we please have the package that was misdelivered to you? Of course, give me just a moment. Yeah, okay, next up, St. Ursula. At least I'm pretty sure this one doesn't have any extra points we can miss. So we just need to follow the instructions. Hello. Welcome back to St. Ursula, Special Support Section. What can we do for you today? We got some mixed packages. Here's the one that's for you. Can you give us the one you got? One of our clumsier nurses has done something to that effect in the past. Multiple times, in fact. Does that mean the package is currently at the nurse's station? Yes, it should be. Feel free to go to the second floor and have a look yourself. I guess we already talked to Philia. Hello. Honestly, Cyrone, you should not be old enough to know better than this. What is it that you can't even place a simple order without making these mistakes? This is the one time she didn't do it. The boy that cried wolf. Just ask Meifa. She even watched me put the order together. I mean, sure, it took me 20 tries before I got the numbers right, but we did it eventually. Did something happen? Oh, hello, SSS. Cyrone here was tasked with placing an order for medical supplies, but we've run into a problem of sorts. The package that arrived didn't have any supplies. Instead, it had some weird doll. Well, we might know what happened to the package. I suppose I owe you an apology, Cyrone. I hope you can forgive me. I shouldn't have jumped to conclusions like that. Ah, it's all water under the bridge now. As long as you're not still mad at me. Oh, I almost forgot. They should have put it somewhere in here. Ah, here it is. My new Kagemaru strap. Just, just buried underneath all the scalpels. Just dig your hand in and get your little phone strap in out there. Perhaps we were going to have another tug after all. Can we take the package you received? Small trunk. This package was meant for a private address in the residential district. It must be one of the homes near Speaker McDowell's house. You recognize this address, Ellie? Let me take a closer look. Oh, I think I know which one this is. Right, so this is where this happens. It's the empty house to the right of the Representative Campbell. The haunted house? That's the one. I think there was something fun that happened in this quest now that I think about it. Either fun or just mildly interesting. We'll have to see. Beyond the resurfacing of the Cap 1 aim in this game. Omatase shimashita. No, over here. So it should be this house. It's definitely the address. You're right, but this place doesn't exactly feel lived in, if you know what I mean. Did someone mess up? Maybe the sender wrote the wrong address? Huh, either way, we aren't going to find out anything for sure unless we ask. What's wrong, Tio? Ah, nothing. Are the higher elements active in this house? The door is open. Say the line. Say the line! What'd I tell you? No one lives here. But this is definitely the address that was listed on the delivery slip. The front entrance wasn't locked either. Who are you? Huh? Girl? Oh, excuse us, little girl. Are you the only one home? We're here to deliver a package and... Oh, you mean she's finally here? Don't just stand there, come in. The kid was so excited, she didn't even let you finish. Looks to me like we found a recipient. She's clearly expecting a delivery after all. That's odd though. If there really was a little girl living here, I'm sure I'd have heard of it. Well, here's the package you ordered, I think. She's finally come home. Upsy daisy. She looks just like you. I don't think so. It doesn't look very expensive to me. This doll, did it used to be one of yours, maybe? She's not an it. She's my beloved little sister. Isn't she just adorable? Is she now? Well, thank goodness we were able to reunite the two of you then. I can't tell if that stutter was because she's flustered or because she's scared. This might just be a ghost story. If you don't mind, I'm going to take her back to her bedroom. Am I the one who feels like we're in a ghost story? Does it feel like anyone else lives here? What's wrong, Tio? I think it was only my imagination. But, hey, who's in there? Someone's at the front door now. Another guest, perhaps. Oh, it's Miss Imelda. If it isn't the SSS, and what are you doing in a place like this? We came on police business. What brings you all the way out here from your antique shop? Police business? What the devil for? This house has been completely abandoned for over a decade. As for what I'm doing here, I've been using this building as a warehouse for my merchandise for some time now. You look as if you just saw a ghost. How do you explain the creepy little girl we just handed that doll to? I just told you no one lives here. Where did the little girl go? Lloyd, look at those! Huh? Dolls. I recognize the one we just delivered, but the other one, it looks just like the girl we just spoke to. I think a lot of you owe me an explanation here, wouldn't you say? No, spill it. Or would you rather arrest yourselves for trespassing? I don't think that's how it works, but I'll try to explain. I see, I see. Turns out what he said had a grain of truth in it after all. What are you talking about? I purchased one of those two dolls while traveling abroad many, many years back. They were said to have been crafted to resemble the daughters of a noble family from long ago. They were a set of twins, so two dolls were made. Unfortunately, I was only able to get my hands on one of them. There's nothing wrong with the doll, per se, but strangely, I could never convince anyone to even consider buying it. The point is, you were made to deliver a second doll, whereupon you came across a mysterious girl who resembles the first. What I'm saying is, perhaps that doll came to life and summoned her twin to her, no? That's stupid. A certain man has always insisted to me that every doll has its own destiny. Perhaps the old fogey was onto something with this whole time. That's Mr. George. Are you telling us that girl that we spoke to was the ghost of this doll? I refuse to believe it. The veracity of that claim aside, the higher elements are active in this building. Yeah, there we go. In other words, this was a ghost. That would explain the hair standing up on the back of my neck. If what Tio's Tot says is true, I'm not going to tell her otherwise. You're kidding me, right? I don't want to believe any of this. One thing's for certain. Now that the sisters are reunited, they can finally find a proper home, by which I mean a prospective buyer. And that's good news for my bottom line. It's always about the money, huh, old bag? Looks like you managed to get all the packages where they needed to go. You guys are lifesavers. Thanks, Special Support Section. It was no problem. So, not that it's any of my business, but... is she okay? Her face is kind of pale. It couldn't have been. We didn't talk to her, did we? I guess she's still a little bit haunted by the experience. I don't blame her. Give her some time and she'll be fine. Yeah, don't worry about it too much. Anyway, I'd best be going now. If I ever need help in Crossbow again, I'll let you know. Call us anytime. We'll be happy to assist. Okay, that should be all side quests. I believe. There may be a hidden one. Okay, there is a hidden side quest that we can do, but I believe I want to do this next time. I'm also just checking to see... It seems like at this point in the game is where we got all the decorations, so the walkthrough is actually just mentioning it here. I believe I already turned in all the items. I'm pretty sure we had a scene with Lloyd, with Ellie, with Tio, Randy, and Noel, and Wasi. Let me just check back in the SSS building. I'm just gonna make sure that the decorations we can get are all safe and sound in there. The one I don't remember getting is Tio's, actually. So I'm a bit concerned about that. Like, we just did Kia's this stream. Ah, there we go. A new decoration was added to Tio's room. I guess I missed that one. Turning in that one doll. Hey Tio, got a minute? You may come in, Lloyd. Is it time to depart? Just about. HQ didn't need anything else in particular from us today. Not everyone's set to go yet, though, so you can take your time if you want. Speed typing. I see we got some new additions to your room. Got a Michette to complement the Mishi doll. And the Kagemaru clock. I guess Tio just likes cats, it's not just the Mishi mascot. I've been building quite a collection. Crossball has a significant advantage over neighboring countries when it comes to mascot-based merchandise. Well, this is Mishi's hometown after all. Man, that looks extra furry. On that note, that pink Mishi over there, Michette was it? She's his little sister, right? Michette is a quintessential little sister character, both harsh on and protective of her helpless big brother. She contains multitudes. Does she know? How many multitudes could a palette swap possibly have? What about that black cat over there? He has the same design as your cushions. Is he related to Mishi? That would be Kagemaru. He's a cat owned by the protagonist of a recent, much-beloved series of novels we have been collecting but not reading. Kagemaru's daring brand of cuteness and signature purr have contributed to a giant surge in his popularity. You don't say. Come to think of it, I'm pretty sure I've seen him offered as a prize in the casino. To be honest, I've never really understood the appeal of these guys. I mean, they're not exactly what I would call cute. Forget I said anything. While your conclusion is fallacious, invalid, and most of all blasphemous, I can understand how you arrived at it. Mishi's charms are particular and nuanced, with his main selling point being his troubled-looking face. Kagemaru is more of an atypical mascot whose dour disposition makes him extra endearing to his fans and enthusiasts. Neither fits the conventional wisdom of what qualifies as cute, but that, paradoxically, is what makes them all the more so. You make a strangely compelling point. I guess I never put that much thought into what people find so charming about them. And now you know. Which do you prefer? Do you have a favorite? Now you've done it. I have tried to avoid this topic, tried to remain ambivalent for far too long. But now that your question has thrown open the floodgates, I will run no more. Tio, you're starting to scare me. We will revisit this grand debate after dinner tonight, at length. Brew yourself a pot of coffee, Lloyd. We will have all night to cover every conceivable angle of this topic. But what about the book I was going to catch up on? My poor sleep schedule. Like, I'm pretty sure we got Noelle's and Ellie's. I did get Lloyd's, so I don't even know if he actually gets any bond points for it. I did get Randy's. I did get Wasi's. And the chief doesn't have one. Okay. Let's see. So we did some of the quests that we were given the previous chapter. We did Package Pandemonium, Theme Park Trouble, One Born Every Minute. We still haven't finished this one, but I believe we can't really finish that with all the points until the following day. There is one quest that shouldn't appear here. Let's see. Where can we find it? Okay, it should be in Main's Mining Town. Main's Mining Town. I'm sure that's how you pronounce it. Believe it's in the inn. Let's see if we can find this. Not here. Not here. Right here. So, if you remember, we had an interview with this Mr. Nielsen in a previous chapter, and right now we get to have another one where we basically sort of confirm stuff that happened in the previous game / previous chapter, and shed some more light into the current occurrences, plus get some extra detective points. Mr. Nielsen. Is that you, Lloyd? Yes, hello again. I'm glad you remember me. I hope you don't find it weird that I just barged into your hotel room. I never forget the voices of those I've had the pleasure of interviewing. I guess Tia wasn't around. What brings you to Mines, if I may ask? I have an interview scheduled with Mayor Bixon, as it so happens. I'll be asking him for his account on Mines' origins as a Septium mining village, as well as how it changed into the modern day. With the topic of independence looming over Crossbelt, I thought it pertinent to reflect on the state's history. Not a bad idea. That's a very insightful perspective to have, for lack of a better phrase. Reminder that this guy is super blind. But enough about me. I heard you all contributed to stopping the terrorist attack at the trade conference. With that in mind, I have the urge to interview you about the matter. Would you mind terribly? You see, there are several lingering questions I have regarding the motivations behind the attack. I suspect speaking with you will help me uncover the meaning of it all. The meaning behind the terrorist attack? Information about the case is restricted to members of the state government and police force. Even if we do take your questions, we'll be pretty limited in what we can disclose. I believe there is still merit to be had in discussing the matter. What do you say? So let's help Nielsen. We'll agree to the interview. Splendid. Thank you for your time. Let's begin right away then. We get detective music? Hell yeah. Thank you all again for agreeing to this interview. Our topic of discussion is the recent terrorist attack that occurred at the Western Moria Trade Conference. To begin, I would like to confirm the identity of the perpetrators involved. Could you do that for me, Lloyd? Who were the terrorists that attacked the trade conference? So, it was both. This is the correct answer. 2 terrorist cells from within the major powers were working in conjunction with one another. So if we were paying any attention, you probably got that right. One was the Imperial Liberation Front from Merbonia. The other was comprised of members of Calvart's anti-immigration faction. I will refrain from repeating their backgrounds. However, it is worth noting that the 2 groups have no history of collaboration. I'm beginning to understand that they were abetted by a so-called society that had also been operating covertly and liberal. How do you know that? Do you know of the society, Mr. Nielsen? I've come across their name before, yes. They're a bit of an enigma, to be certain. I take it your work has led to you learning about them as well? We've heard a thing or two. The more we hear, the shadier they seem to be. They sure are mysterious. I would like to review the intentions of the 2 major powers in regards to the attack. My sources tell me that each nation employed outside forces in secret. They contributed greatly to the resolution of the incident. What I find peculiar is that although the Empire and Republic foresaw the attack, they elected not to prevent it, leaving both terror groups at large. Well, they wanted bargaining chips. They used themselves as baits. What do you suppose they were trying to achieve, Lloyd? What were Chancellor Osborne's and President Rocksmith's objectives in regard to the terrorist attack? This one's a bit weird. Let's see. It's not exposing each terrorist group, because if they wanted to expose them, they would have just let everyone know. It's not like they would have stopped the attack because of that. They didn't really want Mayor Croix to resign. They kind of wanted him to sort of heal for them, which I guess is what contain opposing political factions means. Oh, I guess I forgot about this part. But I feel like they didn't do anything about those factions. The issue was mostly what they got to do about it in Crossbell. It's like, oh no, this weird organization that was just riding the coattails of this other thing back home got wrecked. Those factions at home sure are having a bad time now. In Chancellor Osborne's case, he was looking to put pressure on Erebonia's noble faction. As for President Rocksmith, he was looking to deter anyone who agrees with Calvart's radical nationalists. agree. Political leverage was the end goal. On a separate note, Lloyd, you identified them as their top priority, did you not? I found that curious. Do you mean to imply that they had another objective in mind as well? Lloyd. I can imagine one other objective. I also think it was to gain a foothold for their advancement into Crossbell. Crossbell is in their crosshairs, so to speak. Thanks, Wazi. The terror attack fueled the narrative that Crossbell cannot keep its borders safe by itself. That only places further pressure on the state to accept their proposals. I see you all considered this in just as much detail as I have. If you don't mind, I would like to move us on to our final topic. It is apparent that the two countries had a mutual understanding as far as the attack was concerned. Do you believe this to be evidence of a greater alliance between them? Have Erebonia and Calvard formed an alliance through their handling of the terrorist attack? The correct answer is out of the question. I think that's out of the question. Ultimately, they both have the same objective, sole possession of Crossbell. In the end, the incident at the conference was no more than a one-time instance of them acting in lockstep. Furthermore, Crossbell is simply too valuable for either country to let it remain as a simple buffer zone. There's no room for allyship if each aspires to take it for themselves. Their parallel actions tip their hands as to their conflicting motivations. Sad faces. For a blind man, your aim is impressive. Shut up, Theo. Can't say that. I would not... Oh, this is kind of important. Unfortunate as it is, I would not be surprised to see a resurgence of inexplicable incidents such as those from Crossbell's past. Inexplicable incidents? What do you mean? These two are kind of new to the city. No, never mind that. Forgive me for speaking out of turn. Are you really just not gonna elaborate on that? Okay, let's keep a note on that for later. Let's keep a pin on it. I believe we've sorted out a number of matters regarding the terror attack. Asking for this interview was a wise decision indeed. Thank you for your time. This was very enlightening. It was more informative than I was prepared to handle. I feel like they're kind of making Noelle look a little stupid. Poor Noelle. Thank you for indulging me with an interview today, SSS. I would love to chat again, should the opportunity arise. I think there are a couple more, maybe one more, chances to talk to Nielsen and get some detective points. I was about to say deployment points. I played too much Arknights. I quit it a while ago because it was just the grind was kind of starting to annoy me, but some of it is still like in my head. I still have a little bit of Arknight's brain rot. No, it's mostly Star Rail brain rot this last week. Let me just report this, make sure that I got all the points I expected. Package Pandemonium, this was the short quest we did last time. Inside the scoop, 4 plus 2, that's correct. Okay. We've taken care of everything we can do. That's side content. So now it's time to actually do the main mission. Doll Studio investigation. So once we're ready, let's visit the Doll Studio off the Main's mountain path. And things will get going once we do this. Slowly but surely. I feel like a lot of this game has been slowly but surely up until this point. Hasn't hit the real climax yet.